not stimulated by external things. This is called adaptability. This is a virtue we all should develop. And I really appreciate all of you for putting up with ups and downs and inadequacies of the place and the teachings and the course. You all have shown amazing resilience, all have shown amazing adaptability. You all are already in Pratyahara since day one. Now please use the same resilience, please use the same adaptability when you go back in the world. I have already started discussing how is it going to be once we go and merge back into our reality. We have to use the same resilience. Things happen, they don't bother. Inner calmness doesn't shake. Sthita prajna ka bhasha samadhistha keshavaha. In Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asks Krishna, what is the definition of Sthita Prajna? Means the one who is always balanced in wisdom. And one of the definitions that Krishna gives is a Sthita Prajna, the one who is always balanced in wisdom, is the one who never shakes. He may not be an intellectual. He may not be a scholar. But a person who is balanced in wisdom never shakes. Things happen. Even if he shakes, he will come back quickly to his neutral state. And this is a motivation. This can be a unit of measurement of your spiritual maturity. For example, you can think, oh, 5 years ago, I reacted to this situation like this. It took me 6 months to come back. 2 years ago, I reacted to this situation like this. It took me 1 month to come back. Now, it takes me a day to come back. That is your maturity. And this is a spiritual wisdom. This is again a very simple way of measuring your spiritual progress. 10 years back, I would have reacted like this. Now, I react in some other way. Better way, not worst way. That is your spiritual growth. Like for example, you are with your friend and you say something to your friend. And then you say, I'll never talk to you, and you bang the door and you go away. And then the next day, you call her. Why? Because you can't sleep. So then you call her. You say, hello friend, sorry. It took you 1 day to realize. Then you work on forgiveness, you work with meditation, you work with pratyahara. And then what happens in the next situation, when something, conflict happens, you say something to your friend, and then you don't walk out, you just pretend everything is normal. But then it boils your, why did I react like this? Why could I let her tell this to me? Internal dialogue. Nothing external. Internal dialogue. Internal dialogue. Internal dialogue. Then after 3 hours you will call. You know what? Actually, we both were responsible for this situation. I should not have blamed you. I accept my responsibility. And the time will come when that throwing of the words or throwing of the offensive statements or throwing of allegations will stop here, not here. That is spiritual progress. Or at least you will say, why did you do that to me? And immediately you will say, oh, you know what? Sorry I said that. I understand you had your reasons and I had my reasons. Immediately you will correct it. After even more maturity, the belief system would have changed in such a way that you will not even, thought speech, action. Remember this. Thought, speech, action. It will not even become an action. It will not even become a speech. It will be adjusted at the level of the thought. That is Patanjali. What is Patanjali talking about? That is Pratyahara. Your friend will be standing there criticizing you, blah 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 blah. And you'll be just... But there is more danger when your mind is completely covered by ignorance and things just dart out of your mouth. Boom. You're offended, you're angry, somebody pushes your buttons, and you just say it. And you don't know why you said it, but you say it. And after the bullet has left the gun, you're like, why did I fire? But then you realize it was not I who fired. Wow. So who was it that fired the gun? It is your mind, the criminal part of your mind. The mind in avidya, the mind that has been grasped by ignorance. In yoga they call under samskaras, heavy samskaras. So what your mom says was absolutely right. For that consciously, like if I am going to an interview, I will sit and before answering anything, have you seen this Miss Universe, Miss World competition? If the jury asks them a question, so if you win Miss Universe, how will you contribute to the world? So then the girl will say, Mr. Vivekananda has asked me a question. She will repeat. Have you seen the strategy? Mr. Vivekananda has asked me a question. What will I do with my life after I win Miss Universe? Thank you, Mr. Vivekananda, for giving me this opportunity. She will just pass some time for first 1 minute. I used to watch. I used to watch. Out of curiosity, because suddenly India started winning Miss Universe and Miss World out of nowhere. So, what do? That time they generate answers in the head. But when you stand with a friend and the friend says something, immediately, I did not expect this from you. Why did you do that to me? I'm never going to talk to you again. Boom. And when you turn back, you say, oh my God, what did I just do? Ooh. And then just to be true to your own actions, you just stomp away. That is the mind in complete dominance. That is where you know that, oh my God, my mind has complete control over me. That is pratyahara, inner adjustment. That's why withdrawal of senses means what? Whatever they are doing outside doesn't matter. When I travel, many people ask me, oh, you are a yogi, but how can you stay in city like Bombay? It's so noisy, it's so crowded, it's so smelly, it's so hot. I tell them that number one, I don't realize it because I was born in smelly, noisy, hot, humid environment. So if Bombay is dirty, I am dirtier. Secondly, I take it as a challenge. And I really like living in Bombay because there is nothing to look outside. You're always inside. When I'm in my car, when I'm in the bus, when I'm in the train, your eyes are open, but your mind is gone. So you have to use the time and not encourage. Because in Bombay, if you come, there are lots of things that can offend you, that can stimulate you, that can make you angry, that can make you boil your blood. Once this is done, once this can be practiced, once pratyahara can be practiced, a beautiful thing happens is that you will be able to allow selective absorption. Selective absorption of things that you think are needed. Selective absorption means you will only let something pass through your senses, something that you can use for your self-growth. Now, pratyahara can happen in many ways. How can it happen in many ways? Number one, by surrender. Look into your book, it is written Indriya Pratyahara and Prana Pratyahara. Indriya means senses. That's why we close our eyes in meditation. We close our eyes in meditation. We sit in a quiet room in meditation. We sit away from other people in meditation. Why do we do that? Because consciously we are closing our senses. Consciously we are closing our stimulations. Remember one thing, our eyes are the most powerful senses. If you are not doing anything important with the eyes, close your eyes. I do that most of the times because through the eyes you will lose a lot of prana. Through the eyes and through the extremities of the hands and the feet. If you want to just sit casually, don't sit like this, sit like this. Or sit in any mudra. If you want to sit in the garden looking at the birds, don't sit like this. Sit like this. Why? Because the extremities will put the prana back into your body. I mean, you don't have to sit with a closed fist. Nobody will approach you in a nice garden. But just casually. That's why yogis sit with crossed leg. Yogis never sit. In meditation, nobody sits like this, spread out. Why? Because when you sit like this, you see the feet are losing prana, they are circulated back in the body. Reduction of loss of prana. And hands are also like this. There is absolutely no loss of prana. Do you realize that? Eyes are closed, mind is quiet. So prana is not dissipated. That prana will be channeled towards the heart. Now you know by now. Now you know the nadis. Now you know the heart chakra. So when you sit like this in meditation, number one, you are absorbing new prana through the nose. Old prana is not going out. So what happens? You become a vortex of prana. You become a vortex of prana. And then you can consciously, when your mind is under your control, direct the prana. You can say, aha, now I want to feel opened up in my heart.